Toddy, where are you? I thought we were gonna review the new Ant-Man film.
Down here.
What? Toddy, is that you?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Down here.
Down where?
Down here. Look down here. Hey!
Oh my god, Toddy, is that you?
Yeah.
Why are you so small?
Oh man, college flashback.
Why are you down there? I thought we were reviewing Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania.
We are, but I thought it would make more sense and be more fun to do it, ant-sized.
That does sound like fun.
Well, come on, be an ant with me.
Okay, cool. How do I do that?
Actually, I don't know. I didn't think that through. So if we could just... Hey, you made it! You're small with me. We're here. Aren't you excited?
I'm baby.
You are.
I'm tiny.
You're teeny tiny. Hello, I'm Hot Toddy. This is a very sickly Miss Pengrino.
Hi.
And welcome to an all-new episode of Get
Real.
Oh, this is the saddest reel I've ever heard.
Well, I'm trying.
You are, but that's okay. But anyway, no, this is another new episode because there's just so many great movies. Well, great is a bit of an overstatement. Oh, don't knock down the set back here. Don't knock down the slate and the Ant-Man doll behind us, because that would be awful. But anyway, yeah, there's so many movies. We'll just say that's out right now. New movies. And we need to talk about them, and this episode is no different because we are going to talk about the latest entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania.
You're an interesting man, Scott Lang. You're an Avenger. You have a daughter, but you've lost a lot of time. Like me. We can help each other with that.
Yeah, so this movie happened. Miss Pengrino,
It did.
What did you think of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania? I'm going to pour a drink while we're doing
Well,
yeah.
So I'm going to be real honest.
Thank you. I was hoping you
I
would.
do not remember the first one that I did watch.
Oh, I didn't know about this. Okay.
I never saw the second Ant-Man, so I don't honestly know if I completely knew what was supposed to be going on in this one.
Well, let me catch you up. Because the first Ant-Man, pretty good. It was all right.
I remember it being pretty decent, yes.
The second Ant-Man and the Wasp, nah, wasn't the greatest. A lot of people call it, with the exception of things like The Incredible Hulk and movies like that, as one of the worst entries in the cinematic universe. I think that's a little harsh. I think it's a little bit better than that, but
yeah.
It is what it is. So that's however you feel it. But yeah, it's an okay. That one was okay. This one, I was left very cold. I was not.
Burn.
It just wasn't what I was expecting. This was supposed to be the entrance into Phase 5 of the cinematic universe. We've done a whole lot of stuff here, and more into the quantum realm.
I do have to say,
yeah,
that maybe if I knew a little bit more, I don't honestly think it was like a terrible movie.
It was underwhelming. It did not exceed my expectations. It didn't
definitely
really even
did not match Marvel quality.
No, that's the thing. It's like it did not match. It was just kind of boring, because a lot of people are saying, and I agree. What?
I don't know if it was boring.
Well, a lot of people are saying, and I agree, that this movie was kind of a piece of cake. Like everything they needed to get done, they got done, and in a timely manner. This movie was only a little over 2 hours long. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did.
For a Marvel movie,
I had just gotten off of work.
for a Marvel movie, that's stellar.
Yeah.
That might as well have been a normal 90-minute film for it to be 2 hours. But that's the thing. It's like they didn't waste any time. They immediately got into the quantum realm by accident. Of course, it's like at this point. When you watch a Marvel movie and you see them fall into whatever they're getting ready to fall into, you're just like, really? Like you didn't expect that? You didn't expect that to happen?
You didn't think reaching out through a charge to the quantum realm would spark somebody.
It just right. It's amazing how that just who knew?
Yeah.
You know, and even Michelle Pfeiffer warned them, like, don't freaking do this because it's going to cause a disruption. By the way,
she didn't tell him not to do it until they had already done it.
That's true. She could have spoken.
She didn't speak up soon enough.
That's her own freaking fault. By the way, even Red Letter Media is watching their language now on YouTube because YouTube is getting so strict with the frickin' language. So frick that. We're gonna frickin'. No, you didn't. You didn't. I'm just saying frick because I can't say the other word. Anyway,
and there it goes.
Well, sure. Oh no, we keep touching. We got to be careful. I don't know what it. Why does the media room floor? Why does it move like this? This is so bizarre. I don't understand. But anyway, because we're small, you know, we're. But no, I mean the movie. It was just kind of underwhelming in terms of like a typical Marvel film. It's a typical Marvel film because now it just hits beat by beat what Marvel is trying to do in each film. You know, it's not there's no like grand scale. There's nothing new. Like, you know, some people dog Spider-Man No Way Home because it was just pure fan service, bringing in all the other Spider-Man characters from all the other.
Fan service it is. I liked it.
But you know what? It was interesting. It was a new take. It was a new experience. We had fun with that. But now it's just literally sick and tired, huh?
Yep.
Wake up!
This may be the last video ever.
Just get out of here, you stupid, dumb animal!
It's just hitting beat. It's going through the motions now with Marvel films. They're just going through the Marvel. Now, it doesn't make me dislike Marvel at all. I still enjoy the films, but it's just like I get it. It's like I get it now. I know what you're gonna do.
I'm having to watch things that I wouldn't necessarily watch Marvel-wise to understand everything. Because this one, you also really needed to have watched Loki.
You're absolutely. That was a good point I was going to make. Is that we don't keep up with the Marvel TV shows. She barely keeps up with the films. I keep up with the films. But yeah, that's the thing is we barely keep up with the whole shindig. So you go into these movies.
You're kind of making it to where I have to watch those things.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like we go into these movies and it's like, wait, this character is already known? I don't know him. Who is this guy?
Who are you?
Who is this guy?
Who are you?
Who am I? What am I?
Kang the Conqueror. Apparently, Kang the Conqueror was a thing in Loki, and I wasn't familiar with it. But I want to say, I really do like that villain. It's still kind of your typical Marvel villain, but I really liked the cut of his jib. I like that villain.
I like him because you almost don't know if he is a villain or not.
It's much like Thanos. It's like, with the way that Thanos talks, he's like trying to make things better.
Yeah.
But the way he can make things better is killing trillions of people. And so you wonder, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy?
Because like he's talking about like fighting himself and himself being bad in other realms. So like I still contemplate if he was an actual bad guy or not.
He was, because he was trying to kill people.
In this particular film.
I think he still was, because he was trying to kill people. And that's...
But sometimes we do need to kill people for the greater good.
Bitch, are you for real?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Look, it's like the trolley game that we played. If like a couple people die, but that saves bajillions, like why wouldn't those couple people
It's not a couple people, it's literally trillions of people.
I understand that.
He wiped off half the planet Earth. Thanos. We're talking about Thanos here. Thanos wiped off...
I'm not talking about Thanos.
Well, no, Thanos, in terms of what he was doing, he thought he was doing the greater good. He wiped off half of Earth and trillions more across the universe. Like, I don't care what kind of greater good you're doing. You don't take human lives. This could turn into a moral discussion.
You could take a couple. Not trillions.
I don't think... no one deserves to die, Miss Pengrino. The only people that deserve to die are people like Hitler. Hitler deserved to die.
So a couple people. You could take a couple people.
You're done. You're done.
Need we remind you what planet she's from?
But
People on this planet are kind of
No, I'm rationally thinking about it.
We joke about Louisiana on this show, on all of our shows.
Too much.
Not enough, in my opinion.
Anyways, my biggest thing with this one that I didn't like. You ready for this?
Okay.
I feel like I watched Star Wars.
Well, you're right in a certain because I was watching.
I don't feel like I watched Marvel. I feel like I watched Star Wars.
I even leaned over to you and said, "This is Star Wars."
Yes.
Like the type of characters that are in this film are very Star Wars.
A lot of the quantum people look like Star Wars people.
They're like
the creature people.
I love the little jelly guy.
He is my favorite. He is not in Star Wars.
He's not,
definitely.
But
he's hilarious.
He could be a Star Wars character.
He probably could be a Star Wars character.
But it made me think because I was like, yes, this is so much like Star Wars. And Guardians of the Galaxy is a lot like Star Trek.
Yeah.
Because you have like bizarre aliens speaking plain English, or humans in like pink makeup. Speaking pure, plain English.
Crazy.
I'm like, no, just regular English. I'm like, that's Star Trek. And then you watch this, and you hear people talking crazy, like different languages, and they look funny but still humanoid. I'm like, that's Star Wars. So Marvel is now combining elements of its sister property, Star Wars, in this film.
Which I don't know how. I didn't like. I know how I felt about it. I didn't like it.
Well, again, this is supposed to be the introduction to Phase 5, and there's a lot of big Marvel movies in the process. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is coming out this year. The Marvels is coming out later at some point.
Like
it's just, my disappointment comes from that I felt like this wasn't a good start to Phase 5. This should have been a movie like in the middle of one of the other phases, or in the middle of Phase 5. It's not one that should have kicked off anything because it was just kind of a here's another Ant-Man movie. Here's another Marvel character. Enjoy.
There we go.
And it's nothing new. We know who Ant-Man is. He's one of the originals from the original first phase, or was it Phase 2? I can't keep up with it. But what I mean is like I called anyone who we knew before the Infinity War and Endgame as original Avengers, because
then he would classify.
That's what I classify. I don't know how Marvel classifies them, but that's how I classify.
I mean, my originals are basically just like Spider, Thor, Iron.
Well, even Spider didn't come until like right before Infinity War.
So Thor, Captain, Iron, Black Widow, and guy with the arrow. Hawkeye. There you go.
Okay.
Like, what's his name?
That's
and Hulk.
Hulk, but but anyway.
But yeah, but they use like those. All the people in the quantum realm had like the hoods, which almost everybody in Star Wars wears, and I don't know. It's too much Star Wars. Well, if I wanted to go watch a Star Wars movie, I would have wanted to watch the Star Wars movie.
No, but getting back.
Just get out of here, you stupid dumb animal!
Getting back to Kang the Conqueror, the villain of the film, he's played by Jonathan Majors, who's just come out of nowhere recently with some great roles. He's going to be the villain in Creed 3 coming up.
I was going to ask that.
Oh, yeah,
I thought that was him.
He is going to be in that film, too.
He's just villaining it up.
He's great. He's a great actor. He's got looks, talent, skills. I love Jonathan Majors, and he was one of the most effective villains. And that's saying something, because that seems to be a new trend with new Marvel. Because Love and Thunder, I was not a huge fan of that film, but I loved Christian Bale as the bad guy in that movie. And I really love Jonathan Majors but the thing about the difference between those two villains is that this villain has a lot more depth, and I really do like this villain a lot. And
again, I sympathize with him.
Spoiler. Let me do spoiler. In the mid-credits scene, apparently there's a whole gaggle of just him. There's a whole bunch of him. All cons?
Kangs.
The Conquerors. Kang the Conquerors. Yeah.
But I liked him because I know it sounds terrible, but I like to be able to sympathize with a villain. See what made, where their mind came from to make them the villain. And I get it. He thought he was trying to be helpful, but he wasn't.
Okay.
Well, you know what?
Don't judge me.
You know what? That applies more to Batman, because a lot of the Batman villains you feel sympathy for, especially the Joker. Like the Joker,
Yeah, he was treated like poo-poo his whole life.
In every scenario almost of the Joker, he's treated by, well, not every scenario. Joaquin Phoenix and Heath Ledger's Jokers were treated like poo-poo. I can't talk about the other ones.
Poo-poo.
Poo-poo. Poo-poo. You said that on Smells Like 90s Rock once. Poo-poo.
Poo-poo.
Yeah.
Like, what was going on in your head that you decided to play in Poo-Poo?
Let's talk about Bill Murray real fast.
Uh-huh.
He was there and then he wasn't. Moving on.
That's
I thought he was good. Oh no.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I thought he was going to have a bigger role. I thought he was going to be one of the main bad guys in the film. That's what the trailer gave off, in my opinion. That's what it gave up. That's what I thought.
No, I thought he would just make an appearance like this.
He was in it for like 5 minutes, and then he disappears. Then he gets eaten by an alien, and I don't know if you heard me. I don't know if you heard me. I said, "Thanks for dropping by, Bill Murray." That was it. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for hanging out with us. Because he apparently is an old acquaintance of Michelle Pfeiffer's character Janet Pym, and so from the quantum realm, and she thinks he's going to help her. Turns out he's sided with the Conqueror, and so he double crosses her and kind of feeds her to them, but they get away, and he gets eaten by an alien. Spoiler, sorry, I probably should have said that. Spoiler, but anyway, no, that was fun. I thought it was just cool that Bill Murray was in the cinematic universe now. I thought that was entertaining.
He's in it, and he's out of it.
But he's there,
and he's gone.
And then he's gone, just like that. So yeah, there's that. But
if they do more quantum realm stuff, is he gonna have to come back?
No, because I got killed by an alien.
I know, but I mean, like, if they go back and like talk more about her story while she was in the quantum realm, would he have to come back?
I guess so, maybe.
They probably won't talk more about her story.
Probably.
Don't tell nobody.
Let's get to the elephant in the room, Miss Pengrino, and that's M.O.D.O.C.K. I have my computer here. I shrank my computer for this too. Isn't that neat?
Cool.
It's an ant too. But M.O.D.O.C.K. I have the whole Wikipedia page brought up. You know, M.O.D.O.C.K. actually goes into more depth than we know. Because look at this. Look at this history.
That's a lot.
It goes through this whole thing, this whole rigmarole.
A lot of people were very upset with M.O.D.O.C.'s portrayal.
They were, and I understand why. M.O.D.O.C.K., for those of you who don't know, there's different. It's an acronym, and there's different M's. Sometimes it's mental, sometimes it's mobile, but it's mostly known as mechanized. It's a mechanized organism designed only for killing. And there's been a ton of different interpretations of it in comic book series and stuff like that. They've been trying desperately for the last few years to get a TV show developed about this character.
M.O.D.O.C.?
But not in the way that we know him. It was going to be a little bit more. It was going to be more serious. He wasn't going to look as freaking goofy as he looked in this film, and it wasn't going to be the character Darren Cross, who was the original enemy of Ant-Man. If you remember, at the end of the first Ant-Man film, he shrinks down and falls into the quantum realm. When that happens, his body gets deformed, and his body stays super small, but his head gets super huge. And because of that, when he gets down there, the Conqueror takes him under his wing and turns him into M.O.D.O.C., and becomes his most faithful servant. M.O.D.O.C. does. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens in the film. But in other films and comic books and things like that, he's like another troubled character. Like, it's a real hardcore thing. There was even oh god, where was it? I lost it.
Well, we're waiting.
Yeah, there was an animated TV show that came out in May of 2021. I don't even know about this. But anyway, and
something else to watch.
Patton Oswalt played the voice of M.O.D.O.C. But the premise is after spending years failing to gain control of the world and defeat the superheroes, has challenged the way M.O.D.O.C., having been what the hell? Hang on. After spending years failing to gain control of the world and to defeat the superheroes he challenged along the way, M.O.D.O.C., having been removed from his company AIM, A-I-M, after it falls into bankruptcy and is sold to the rival corporation Grumble, just be evil, begins to deal with his taunting family while facing a midlife crisis. So like M.O.D.O.K. is like a troubled character in the Marvel universe, not the cinematic universe, but in the Marvel universe. He's like a troubled character. In this film, he is a literal punching bag. They make fun of him every single scene he is in, and he's portrayed.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't
That's
be
what
a
they tell
dick.
him is don't be a dick, and he is portrayed as this disgusting looking, grumbly looking character with it's horrible CGI of the actor who played Darren's face. I forget his name, but this horrible CGI. It looked disturbing, and then the character just got made fun of through the whole thing. It wasn't. He was just a punching bag. The whole thing for him was just a punching bag.
I mean, spoiler, you even see his little tiny baby butt.
For a second, you see baby butt.
You see a baby butt and baby little leg.
And it's unsettling. The whole thing is unsettling. So this is what's concerning me about Marvel. Have they just hit the skids? Have they
probably
have they reached a point where they just can't do it anymore? And so now they're just like, this is a funny character, funny looking character. Let's just take him and put him in this and just do whatever. And then they realize after the fact, oh wait, fans really know this character. Maybe we should have done more of a study on him.
Maybe.
Instead of just making him the literal comic relief of a film.
I liked him as comic relief.
I mean, it was funny, but like it just annoyed. It came off as more annoying, and it was like, wait, you took a cool character that you could have made some real development on, and just turned it into a laughing stock. So. The M.O.D.O.K. thing, I get all my information about characters from the cinematic universe. I'm not really a comic book nerd. I don't really read comic books. We don't watch the shows. I got into the Marvel Cinematic Universe because it was a series of movies. Like, oh, this is really cool. This has never been done before. So we started watching all the movies, and I've kept up with all the movies all these years. So I only know the characters I see. So you imagine my surprise when I come and do some research about M.O.D.O.K. And he's supposed to be like this really cool character that they fudged up. They fudged up in this film, and it's just not fun.
It's unfortunate.
That's all you have to say?
It's a little tiny baby butt.
Well, Miss Pengrino, at the end of the day, would you recommend Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Realm to people?
I mean, yeah, it is a part of the series, whether it's a good part or a bad part or a meh part, it's still a part to go see. It wasn't filmed bad, it wasn't made bad, so
yeah. Something else we didn't really talk about is they once again are just shoehorning bad comedy into this, like unneeded jokes and comedy and stuff into it. Like in the moment you do kind of like it, like it's funny, but then when you look back on it and you think about again that this was supposed to be the start of
Stop it!
This was supposed to be the start of Phase 5, and it was just kind of a weak start. I felt like it was not what we needed. Again, this would have worked better as like a mid-phase movie or a mid-phase 4 movie.
I know. Why would you pick not one of the most populars to jump into the?
Well, I mean, like Captain America and Iron Man, all that's done. That's done with.
Sure.
But you think about you mentioned that Thor. That would have been a good one to start. But we saw Love and Thunder. It was not that great either. So this begins the question: is Marvel going downhill? Is this the beginning of the end for Marvel?
They're trying to make them more comedic and cinematic than following any sort of script and the comics at all.
And it's like I said, they're just kind of following along. They're just hitting. They're phoning it in. They're just hitting all the bullet points now. They're just like,
I'm sorry.
Wake up!
They're just hitting the bullet points. They're like, okay, it starts out scary. Villain meets hero. Hero defeats villain.
A little bit of haha.
Little haha mixed in there. Throw in some dick jokes or something.
Well,
it is what it is.
Little tiny baby butt.
Little tiny baby butt. So that's it. That's their formula now. And it's just like, let's just crank another one out. And so that's kind of how it felt with this. But even as much as I'm kind of lampooning it here, I'd give it a 50%. So, yeah, if you want to, why not go see it? It's a night out. Why not? It's better than going to see 80 for Brady. like my parents did on
God, that
on
sounds
Valentine's
terrible.
Day. You wanted to see it. Don't
I?
even go there.
Did I? Which one was that?
80 for Brady. That's with the Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin
Oh, I did want to see that.
going to see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Oh no! Wait, I'm real confused.
She's all hopped up on drugs right now because she's sick.
I just pissed in my pants, and nobody can do anything about it.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania! Well, Miss Pengrino, that was a great episode of Get Real, and it was fun being ants, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Teeny tiny people. But I guess we better make ourselves big again before. Oh no!
What?
Oh no! Look over there!
Ah!
No! It's just the cat! No!